Good mid-afternoon, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So I wanted to do an update at 2:05 p.m. on the East Coast. We've got a little bit of price drop here from when I was on earlier. We're talking about how we had to see how we would react to the 118 to 123 line over here. And it looks like we could have possibly started a reversal candle, but then it got pulled back down. So we're going to see what happens here. But what I will say is if we close the daily under $1.18, that would be a bear sentiment. Really, you want to be above this $1.23 when we close the daily. And then we can continue our way up. There should be some buying opportunities, though, if we do break down to where you can advance your portfolio with XRP. Or if you're looking to start a position. I have an eye on that 73-cent mark. I know, there's a lot of very bullish sentiment out there, but I'm looking at what I'm seeing in front of me, and let's let certain things play out before we want to throw our life savings into it. So I'm looking for a buy-in entry at around that 75-cent mark, and then I think it's going to go further than that, but I think we're going to have a trade in that area. In the current time, we'll break it down into the 1 minute. Just right now so we can see what's going on. So we have the 118 support, 123, that 118 support that was broken through just now. So if this holds, we're probably going to come down to 113 at minimum, test that, and then we're going to see what's going to happen from there. But at the current moment, we have 118 support resistance being fought over, immediate support of 113, immediate resistance of 123. So got moving averages that are slightly broken through now. When we came through, pulled down, we broke through a bunch of the moving averages. So, but we got some work to do. And now they're rounding some of these averages. So we came down to the 2 hour. We actually fell through the 2 hours. So if that holds, if it holds through the 2 hour right now, that means we're probably going to come all the way back to the 4 hour. It's not, in my experience, the 3 hour doesn't typically hold. I always look at a 2 and 4 hour for the longer time periods before you get to the daily. So the 3 hour is pretty close. It's at 116, but the 4 hour is down closer to 113 and a half, 114. Actually 114 and a half, 115 now. So that's what we're looking at. And then the daily time frame, we're down at 97 cents. So with what we're looking here, there's two scenarios, because this could be a left shoulder head that developed on us. Then it just kind of does this and comes down. Or we got that. This can come up and do something like that. But right now, we're trying to stay topside of 118. Otherwise, you try between 118 and 113. Then it's 113 to 108 to 106, or the 108 to 95. And then you get up in this area if you keep breaking down like that. So, in the short term, I would just be looking for a daily close over $1.18 if you're hoping that this goes up. If you want to see this to be bearish, a close under 118, under 113 would support a bigger drop. 113 support is still the ultimate support in this area. 118 top side, it shows more bullish tendencies. And then if it's on the bottom side of 118, it's got more bearish tendencies. That 118 line's been the bearish, or the bullish bearish area for XRP for a long time now, for the last several months. And then if we bring this out into a wider scale, I still think we're in a symmetrical triangle. And yes, some people are saying that you can, which you could, pull it out and say that it's more inclined, which means the next time it comes through, it could only break up into this area. So that's why I have the 73 cent, because if that's true and it is a ascending support and it never comes back down that low, well, I still think it's going to, but this is a great depiction of how it would get caught up in this area. That's the ascending support if it falls off. So that's how I get the 73 cents. So, but if it comes down to the moving average, it more supports the 52 to 58 cent range in the weekly. So that's what I'm looking at. That's an in-depth technical analysis on XRP. About as in-depth as I can give you. If you don't like XRP, this is the wrong station for you. So, because I really do a lot of XRP, and you guys are going to see the portfolio build month over month with XRP. And it's going to be one of those things, when we get this drop, it's just going to be a forward, front-loaded, and it's just going to be a continuation of adding XRP, and I'm not going to be selling them. There's no point. So it's going to be a heck of a journey, but when you get this dip here, because it's going to happen, when this B extension finally exhausts itself, which it really does look like it's starting to happen, we're going to come down and cut in half. That's just the way it goes. I mean, it might come down to 73, but if it breaks through there, you could get a wick farther down. I wouldn't be surprised if you wick down past there. But we've got to let this play out, because there is the chance if it goes over, and that's why I have this uptrend here. It did fall through it right now, but how often do we get a premature fake out to the downside, and then it just comes back up into the next area? So if you could get a close over $1.23, well, we could change the narrative here and maybe start running up to the top side. But as of right now, I think we've got this nailed. We've had resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, where it's trying to break through. Then if it comes down, this would be the uptrend support again. But realistically, this would be the support if it falls through. So then you could start trading through here possibly, or you trade through this area. So, and then eventually we're going to be way, way, way up there. So does this really matter? It does, because you're trying to build a bigger position. But does it really matter? This is the time when you can build, 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 build. Every time it gets under $1, build, 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 build. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, returning. Consider joining Tom's Army, because there's a lot of exclusive content that you simply can't get if you're not a member of the Tom's Army. It's that simple. If you don't want to join Tom's Army, if you don't like what I do, I encourage you and I implore you to go do it yourself. Create a YouTube channel and show me how it's done.